Hello, hello, hello. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm eating some food right now. Kind of running behind schedule. I woke up so late today. I stayed up until like, I don't know. I think it was 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And then I started playing Apex, which was not a good way to fall asleep. I'm gonna be honest. That's on me, okay? I made that mistake. I am eating eggs, rice, and the rice has a little bit of cheese. It is delicious. That's my go-to meal. Anyways, Davinci Resolve. Here we are, guys. I'm working on a little montage. Okay. As you can see, there's quite a few Text Plus nodes. Or not nodes. What do you call these? Text Plus sequences? Either way, there's some filler that I gotta add. I really wish I could play this music. It sucks so much that you can't play copyrighted music without getting demonetized. Timo, I'm doing great, man. I'm actually starving. I'm finishing up some late lunch, dinner. So just pretend you can hear the music here, and this is what I'm making. It's just the rough cut right now. I shouldn't even say rough cut. It's in between like a rough cut and like a final draft. There's just things that I want to add to it, and I'm like, oh, I'm already here. I might as well do it. Make the audio bar wider? What do you mean? Oh, you're asking. Quick question. I don't have any of the waves on my green bars while editing. Yeah. No, you can't do that, man? Didn't work. Tried. Do you have audio, Timo? The Jen. How you doing, man? Welcome back. I'm doing great, man. I'm eating some food, just finishing it up right now. I was just so excited to stream and show off what I'm working on. Yeah, Timo, you can't do this where you let me put this on, at least something interesting. There we go. That's kind of interesting. Anyways, you can't like expand the audio thing? Yeah, of course I have audio, but I don't have the waves even updated. Interesting. Is it just quiet, the audio? Or like, are you zoomed in a lot? Because you should have audio waves regardless. Yeah, send a screenshot in Discord. Thanks, guys. Just finished the Davinci beginner course tutorial, Davinci beginner tutorial from Casey Ferris. What do you think I should focus on to make myself comfortable with Davinci? Edits, you know, just do a little edit here, a little edit there. I assume that you use Adobe. You know, just instead of using Adobe, try and use Davinci, man. You know what, actually I take that back. It kind of depends on what your focus is on. Like, I don't know, that's a broad question. I think just getting yourself familiar with Davinci. I take it back. Just make edits. Looks like I ran into the right live. Keith! Yes, you did, man. The waves are back. You know what, Timo? Every now and then that's happened to me where it's like, you know, I guess it's a bug. But yeah, you just let it hang out and then it fixes itself. So this edit that I'm working on, I want it to be like 5 minutes long, and I don't even have a minute of it. All these text nodes, or text plus whatever, they're all things that I have to either record or put into, no, I think I have to record all of them. Yeah. So now I'm just trying to, you know, put it together. Daniel, did I add particles? Of course I did. I told you guys, when I make the next montage, I'm adding particles because I figured out how to make them. Look at that. We got particles. And guess what? We got more particles. Particles everywhere. And you think I'm only gonna add 2 sequences with particles? I'm gonna make a 5-minute particle simulation. Do I need another person in customs in order to record the cinematics? I kind of do. It just depends. Right now, what I'm trying to do, because I want to spend a day just collecting the cinematics. So I'm just trying to get the rough cut, even though this isn't rough. You know, there's a lot of like rotoscoping and whatnot going on, but trying to get the rough cut done. Figure out where I want all the cinematics, and that way I'm not just constantly going into Valorant and whatnot, trying to get the cinematics I need. How wide did I make the bars? I think they are 90. Go to cropping, top, bottom, 90. I hope Valorant can do it where we can record cinematics alone. Yeah. I agree, man. They really need to add a replay system. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that a game as competitive as Valorant doesn't have a replay system, you know? It's not just for content creators. Like, if you're a professional player, you probably want to do some VOD reviews, right? So cinematics were made up like CGI. Now I know it's just 2 guys filming it. All the magic is gone. A little bit of rice went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, man. I mean, there is a lot of people that use CGI stuff, right? They'll rig some models with Blender or Unreal Engine. I'm in the process of learning that, but I am definitely not doing that. It's just way faster to, oh God, I got a burp. Yeah, it's just way faster to record your friends acting out a scene. What do I do to render all my stuff in Davinci to playback? Mine will usually not run if I have Fusion, but will go perfectly on upload. What are your PC specs? Because I don't have the world's greatest PC. I have like a mid PC? Mid-grade PC? The word I was looking for. Do I know any good color presets for Resolve? Depends on what you're color grading. Also, I don't use like LUTs or anything. It's faster, but you need friends. Yeah, that's the biggest drawback. For sure. That's why I'm trying to learn Blender. Oh, God. That's why I'm trying to learn Blender. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. Wait, 40 gigabytes of RAM? I do not know what came in that number. 8 gigabyte MSI? Quantum. I don't know if those are the right specs you're looking at. Where do you get the resources for editing? What do you mean, Ducky? You used to Blender crashing. Dude, I'm used to Resolve auto-saving. So when I've been learning Blender, like I just close it thinking that it's going to auto-save, and then all of my work is gone. How do you make Playback smoother? You can go to Playback up here. Oh, hold on. Go to Playback up here. Go to Timeline Proxy Resolution. And you can cut your resolution in half or a quarter. The other thing too is like, you know, this fusion composition, fusion clip. If you got a lot of stuff going on, what you could do is pre-render it. So you would right click, render in place. I gotta stop calling it pre-rendering. You are rendering it. I guess a pre-render would be your render cache. You could turn that on too. You make all fonts yourself. Or wait, all the effects yourself? Well, yes, not fonts. I mean like, so this dash font. Let's go into Fusion real quick. Forgot. Let me open this up. Open in Fusion. There we go. And look at the text that I used. What? Oh, it's because of the transform. Sorry. Yeah, this is just a regular old text node. I downloaded the font off the font, and then I added the outline. Made it. Yeah, made it bigger. And then I added a glow effect, and then added a little bit of color grading to that glow, so then you get this. I head to sleep, man. Timo, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad your sound waves got fixed. Do some scene pack. Better. Wait. How do you know what camera record this for color transfer? I don't know, man. If you have no information on it, then that's it. You just don't have any information on it. You could. I'm not like a color grading expert, but you kind of need to know what was used to record it. Every single time I will just have that one frame that won't render. Oh no. With specs I've got, the playback is laggy. Even when pre-render still either stops or drops frame, skips some of the video. Just wondering what I'm doing wrong to that. Quantum, I don't know what your specs are though, because I don't think 40 gigabytes of RAM is a thing. I could be wrong here. And then 8 gigabytes MSI. I don't know what that is. Let me just pull this up real quick. Davinci Resolve specs. There we go. You need. There we go. You need 16 gigabytes of RAM. 32 is preferred. Ryzen 7 or an i7. And then for your GPU, you need at least 2 gigabytes of VRAM. So I think that might be what you're talking about. I maybe I'm confused by the MSI, but I also don't think RAM comes in 40 gigabytes. Edit. Velo, you'll get there, man. You just gotta do a little bit every day, you know? Practice makes perfect. Do I have any tutorial for words on the wall? Yes. Let me just bring that up real quick. I think it's called text. This is before I started yelling too. It's just called text on the wall. Wait, I'm going to the wrong place. Give me a second. Yeah, there it is. How to track text right there. This I remember making it. It's tracking text to a wall. But if you want to know how to do it here, I'll show you real quick because it's super simple. All you have to do, shift space, bring up the select tool page. You type in planar tracker, and then you just outline the area you want your text. One thing, you want to avoid the UI because that doesn't move, right? And then you got to set your reference time because that's saying, hey, we're going to start tracking stuff at frame 32. And then I like changing my tracking type to hybrid point / area. And I also find it helpful to bring down your trail length. When you do this, you're getting rid of all those bad tracking points. So it's not gonna be all shaky looking. You just track forward and backwards, and I'm just gonna track forwards right now. Whoa, got a little messed up. That's okay. If it does get messed up, we gotta look at what's happening here. So we're only getting tracking data right here. And then when we go forward, we lose part of this area, right? Because we're tracking down here and we lose it. So like if I wanted to have like a better track, I would just move this back here, but I'm not going to right now. One simple thing that you could do, you drop in a text node, connect it, and then in your planar tracker, you change it to corner pin. Let's just type in some text. Now we have these corner pins, and they're just like a, you know, it's a little square. You line it up like so. Zoom in here. Get that perspective correct by using lines in your video as guidelines. There we go. And now we can bump this text up. Bam! Now our text is tracked to this wall. Except for the bad part where it got messed up. Yeah, so that's the simplest way to do it. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. Bro, I have a problem. Try to make the jigsaw transition. I masked my first part, but if I turn on the polygon again, it shows the lines I made and not the masked picture. Shows the lines that you made, but not the masked picture. So it's just not showing the picture at all. More than likely, you didn't connect the polygons. What I mean by that is I'm just gonna drop in a background node here. It's gonna act as a little color node. So we're gonna connect it like this. And let's say we're gonna outline something like this. This is what I think happened. You made a shape like this, but if we zoom in real close here, these are not connected. So when you close that loop, you should get a circle like this, showing that you closed the loop. You click that, boom. So double check that. Let's see. Loading, hello. Came in. You make Valorant editing. Do I make Valorant editing tutorials? Yes, I do. If you check out my page, I have some tutorials there, as well as montages. You have 4 slots of RAM. All 4 add up to 40. I don't think that's how it works, man. Because they don't. I'm like, that would mean each RAM is 10 gigabytes. I thought they only come in 8, 16, or 32, like each slot. What do you do, hide, to do white flicker edit? Huh? I don't know what that is. Luca, bro, Davinci editors are a different world, man. Yeah, you know, it's node-based. Definitely different. How do you do the white flicker at it? Are you just talking about like, I'm just gonna do this for, I'm sorry if I flashbang you guys here. Flicker edition, like, are you talking about this? Or it's flickering? It's just flicker edition. You can either use the node in Fusion, or you can use the effect. So you go to open effects, filters, and you just scroll down until you find it. It's like at the top, or you could search it up here. Flicker edition. Real simple. Should I use RSMB or just stick with optical flow? That's what I do. I just use optical flow. Oh, you're right. It could be 416. Hold on. Let me finish my thought here. I use optical flow and also motion estimation. That's another thing to smooth out those slow-mos. Speed warp is the best, but it only comes in Davinci Resolve Studio. So that's the paid version. Free version, enhance better. That's gonna be just fine. The difference between them is minimal. You only really notice a difference if like something's really slowed down. Can I show the jigsaw transition? I have one right here. It's really simple. It's just very tedious. We can look at all these nodes that I got going on here. Start off with the front. We have a sheriff, right? And then we got floor. We got a wall. So you just mask things out, right? I have clean, right? That's the clean plate. That is just the video. So if I were to turn this off, boom, you can see everything. So it's just a still image. You right click, save image. That way things run nice and smooth. Mask things out and then use a transform node, animate it in, right? We got 2 keyframes here. 1, 2, 2. And we go into spline. Oh, let's use show selected tool only, transform, zoom to fit. There you go. Now we can mess with the graph. And it's just doing that for each piece. So you make puzzle pieces and you cut them out. I went a little extra here. I added a drop shadow effect. So I thought it just gave it a little bit more depth. You can see right here. I did that for each piece. And then also with fade, I masked her out. The one thing is that you'll see how we don't have fade right here. So this is called a clean plate. I cut her out a bit and then I messed around, just duplicating this area, cloning to get a nice wall that doesn't have her on it. You can't really tell except for maybe like 4 or 5 frames, but I think that those are the little things that make all the difference. Also right here with the sheriff, left side of the wall, you can really tell because now we're on a still frame. I just duplicated things, cut it out, made a clean plate. One thing you'll notice here between this, if we look at this side, this frame, and then this frame, there's like the gap here, and it just magically appears. But you know it and also like the 2 different colors. There's a little bit of not goodness here, but we're still in the rough cut phase. And also, who's gonna notice this, right? If I were to play this back, you guys wouldn't have noticed unless I told you. Anyways, back to chat. Each 8 gigabytes. Okay, so each of them are 8 gigabytes. Quantum, they have to work together though. That's the thing. Like you can't buy like 4 8 gigabyte RAM sticks, put them together, and then you'd have 32 gigs, right? Like, they only work. They have to work. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not like a super piece. I'm not that smart with the PCs, but I do know that you can't mix and match RAM sticks. You have to buy the set. So you might only be working with 8 gigabytes or possibly 16. Maybe you bought 2 16s. How do I get women? You gotta talk to them. Do I know how to do the CJ edit style? I'm loosely familiar with that name. I don't like trying to copy other people's styles. Like, if you want to see an effect, I don't mind showing that, but I'm never going to make a video saying like, this is how to make CJ's edit style or the moves edit style or EXO divorce style. Like, that's weird. That's corny, man. If they wanted to show a tutorial on like how they edit, they would do it. I'm not going to take that from them. We're at its more timer map with 1 framers, effects, less cinematic. Daniel, I've thought about it. That's just not my style, man. I don't really like that. I know some people do. I don't think that there's a lot of, I don't know. In my opinion, part of being a good editor isn't doing flashy stuff all the time. It's also being able to tell a story, make things coherent. That's what separates a good editor versus a bad editor. So I like to try and toe the line between over edited and something coherent. You time each one to go to a different time? Huh? Oh, keyframing. Yeah. Do you have like a lens blur impact? Yes and no. Let me I'll just work over here. So if you wanted to make a lens blur impact effect, we'll make that real quick here. Personally, this is how I like to work. I'll use an adjustment clip because you can easily move those around. And also it just, it's better. Okay. So if you have the studio version of DaVinci Resolve, there is lens blur. This is what it looks like. It's really not that noticeable. At least the default setting isn't much different than, say, Gaussian blur. Turn this off. Like it's not much different. Until you start messing with the settings, right? So like I can bump up the highlights, the anodization, blah, 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 blah. So now we can get something that looks really interesting. And if you wanted to make this an impact, you would just add a keyframe here. When we get the shot, move some frames over and bring that keyframe back to 0. So now we're boom. It doesn't look bad. But chances are you don't have the studio version. It's not for everyone. So what I like to do is I'll add a box blur, because the way box blur is set up, it kind of looks like lens blur, very slightly. And then what I like to do is actually I don't even work like this. I go into Fusion. So we can drop in a blur. We can change filter from fast Gaussian to box. Do the same thing. Bump that up. But right before it, what we'll do is we'll drop in a brightness / contrast node, and we'll bump up the gain. Something like this. Add a keyframe. Also add a keyframe for blur size here. Move over a few frames. Drop it down to 0. And reset this back to 1. Now we got boom. The reason why I like working in Fusion opposed to the Edit tab is because we have a better graph here. The Edit tab does have a graph, but it's just not as good, and you can't use it for everything. So highlight both of these, select them, zoom to fit. There we go. What I would do is just hit F on my keyboard to start. This will flatten it out, and I'll just pan out slightly like this. It looks like that. Now, when we watch it in the edit, not too bad. Do I have a tutorial on velocity ducts? I do. It's called velocity or time remapping. Actually, I don't know. I think it's how to speed ramp. Something. How to do a ghost effect for one object. Example, gun. Okay, easy. We're gonna go into Fusion, and we're going to copy this right here. We're gonna add a time stretcher, and what this does is it freezes the frame. Okay, so source time, that's the frame. We could set it to 40, right? Frame 40. And this will change. See? So now it will be stuck on frame 40. We can also just double check this so you guys know that I'm not messing around. There we go. Anyways, so we're gonna leave this on 0 and then mask out the gun. What I'm going to do, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just bring it down to frame 0, whatever frame that we're working on. Get rid of that. Sorry, trying to do this. I'm not gonna spend like a whole lot of time masking this, you know, just gonna do a quick lazy mask. That like ghost effect that sometimes you'll see. Obviously you'd spend a little bit more time rotoscoping here. Set this to frame 0. Also gotta delete that other keyframe. Oh, no, we're good. So you see how you have the op here, frozen in time. Take this, add in a transform node, keyframe, bring it up, go to like 10, or sorry, frame 10. Bump up the size. What we could also do is reposition this too, so it stays a little bit more in frame. Maybe just up, go over to the right a little bit. And then at the same time, what we're gonna do is in this merge, we have our blend setting. So add a keyframe at the beginning, and then frame 10, bring it down to 0. So it's a little ghosting effect. What mic do I have? It's just a cheap $30 mic that I bought off Amazon. There's no brand, no name on it. I have voice meter and NVIDIA broadcast with this mic setup, so I was able to adjust all the little settings on it. All right. Sorry, I'm reading chat here, trying to catch up. You find with a montage, it's hard to make a story out of since it's only a minute. No, you're just looking in the wrong place for a story, right? Story doesn't have to be, like with my Zombieland edit, it was how to ace back to back, right? Sure, that's a story, but also story can be as simple as I got a cool kill. All right, why was it a cool kill? Like I think this was a cool kill because I one-tapped her. So how do I make it feel cool? If in the original version, I jumped and then I one-tapped her. But instead, what I did is I had the gun slide in to make it look cool the way that I felt. And then I got the one-tap. And then over here, I got a double kill, 2 headshots. How did I make it look cool and feel the way that I wanted to? I did a little velocity type edit with this duplication type thing. That's just how it felt to me in the moment. So it's just letting things sit a little bit more, right? Use effects to convey how you felt. Also, montages don't have to be a minute. You can use, or you can have them any amount of time you want. Make a preset pack for Davinci. Maybe, I've thought about it. Any possible way you could show how to blur the background, but let's say the guns stay not blurred. You have to roto the gun. I have a tutorial. It's called 4 Ways to Rotoscope with Davinci Resolve. So, yeah, just watch that, roto the gun, and then put a blur node. There you go. How do you add a ramp for slow-mo? It's easy. What we can do is, I'm just gonna duplicate this. So we need to slow something down, right? We just got this kill. All right, I actually slowed this down, so maybe I post to original. Okay, so we're at 100%, and then we go to 8% speed. Oh, also this has all that jazz on it. Okay. So we want to ease into this, sort of like that I have right now. All you have to do is you right-click, retime curve. You scroll down a little bit. You have this graph. Between these 2 points, we are going from 100% down to 8%. So we're at 100% here, slowing all the way down 8% here. Whereas before it was, show what it looks like linear, right? We have this selected, linear. So now when we hit this point right here, we go down to 8% speed. It doesn't look as smooth. What are some good effects to do, and how do you get this good? Mr. Scoopy? There's no like good effects or bad effects, right? It's just preference. Personally, I like making effects. So like, you know, I like rotoscoping things like this. Rotoscope the gun. You just got to get creative and start trying things out. It sucks because sometimes you'll make something and you don't like it. But yeah, that's just the way things are, man. You got to just do a little bit here, a little bit there, and you'll get better. Recreate things that you like. Do I have the pro version of Davinci? Yes, I do. What fonts do I use? A lot. How did I add the mag glow? Good question. So, you see I have 2 different layers here. It's because I rotoed the gun. So, the background could fade out first and then the gun. And then I just layered them. This was just something real quick I wanted to do. Thought about it, made it, right? So, you got to rotoscope the mag. Right? There's a ton of different ways that you could do it. I used the magic mask tool. Hold on, just in case you don't know. Here's magic mask. It's a node we can add. We draw a line like this, and then it's going to use AI technology and mask it for us. Boom. That's what I did. If you don't have the studio version of Davinci Resolve, what you could do is you would copy this, copy, paste, connect it, And then you'd use this polygon node and just mask it, right? Might not look, I'm just doing a real lazy mask, by the way. It might not look like I did anything, but if I were to add a color corrector node and I push in a bunch of red, look, we can see the outline that we made. So you would just mask that, and then you'd go frame by frame or every couple frames and just move the mask to fit accordingly. And it will automatically add a keyframe. You can see down here, jump it between these two keyframes. And so Davinci will add the in-betweens and you have an animated mask. Anyways, the way that I created this effect right here, go into Open Fusion page, here we go. So I had to create an outline, a mask around the rotoscope of the mag. And then I have alpha edge. If you go to effects, templates, fusion, tools, edge control, that's what you need. For whatever reason, it comes up as alpha edge, but you plug that in, so that gives us the outline. And because I didn't do like a super good roto on it, it's squiggly, you know, it moves a lot, which is great for my purpose. Then what I did is I added a soft glow. All it does is it adds some glow, right? And then a color corrector to change the color of the glow. And the last thing that I did is I keyframed the glow to come in. So on the mag, or when the mag is still attached to the gun, we don't have a lot of glow, but then as it gets further away, it glows more and more. There you go. Really simple effect because you just have to do a lazy roto. Make triple character buildup. How do I make triple character buildup? Are you talking about this where Sage is all duplicated? Because this looks like a lot, but I promise you it's not. Sage being duplicated is really easy. You have to rotoscope. Everything's rotoscoping, right? This is why I upgraded to the studio version. So I rotoed one frame of her because I knew I was going to animate it. The problem though is that she's moving, right? So if we go to the polygon node, you can see on frame 22, right here, we got a keyframe. That's where I rotoed her. So in my time, I used a time stretcher node to freeze frame on her, and then transform node to animate her, coming in the left, from left to right. And then I had to add a couple other keyframes here just to lazily track her into the shot, so she stuck a little bit better. And then we have the duplicating node. It's exactly what it sounds like. It duplicates. So you have copies. That's the amount of duplications of whatever you're doing. What I used is I had merge under turned on. So now by default, this is what it looks like. Turn that merge on. And then I just made her a little bit smaller. The duplications a little bit smaller, and then pushed them out to the left. So just a couple keyframes here. But the duplicator node, it's so nice. The last thing I had to do was I had to had to mask off this wall. Just did it by hand with a polygon node. So that way you didn't see all the duplications of her behind the wall. How long have I been editing? I've been making videos for a long time, man, but nothing like this. It was just like videos like I'd film like a skate video when I was a kid, right? Make stuff in iMovie. I didn't start doing stuff like this until about a year ago. You're awake early. You're gonna watch the stream? Well, thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know where you're at, but for me, it is evening. It's dark. It's dark out. Tutorial soon, dude. I wanna when I'm done making this video, I'm gonna make a bunch of tutorials on it because I'm trying new things that I've never really done here. By the way, I'm just trying to catch up on chat here. Perry, why didn't I use optical flow on that one clip? I think you were talking about earlier where I slowed this clip down. The reason why I didn't use it is because I was just trying to show you guys how to speed ramp things, and optical flow would have just slowed that process down. This is the final version, and it has optical flow and the speed warper on it. What are some fonts that I'd recommend? Good ones. It's preference, man. You have no motivation to finish the edit. I feel that, man. I've been working on this thing for like 2 days now, 3 days. I don't know. I just a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm like, ugh. I don't want to do anything. Especially like doing like this stuff where it's just a lot of rotoscoping, a lot of keyframing. Like I know what to do, how to do it. It's a lot of experimenting. Just time consuming, man. It's tedious work. The studio one have different UI than the free one? Nope. Same UI, same everything. The free version technically has access to everything that the studio version has. You'll just have a watermark on it. I shouldn't say that because you can't upscale. I don't think so in the free version. Even if like you wanted the watermark, like you can't do it. Why the name change? Wanted something a little bit more professional. I wrote this amazing email. It was beautiful. I shed a tear at the end of it. And then right before I sent it, I signed it as the Fart Doctor. And I just could not imagine of some dude in a suit waking up in the morning and having to read this beautiful message written by the Fart Doctor. How do I do in neon lines? Like what I did here with neon. That's fade actually. Which neon lines are you talking about, Luna Man? I feel like I kind of explained it with this effect right here. Or are you talking about like the painted on lines? I'm not sure. I'm busy now, but definitely save this to watch later. Hey, that's great. I'm glad you can find some value in this MBI publications. Think about getting the pro version. If you can, I highly recommend it. Just for Magic Mask, because it makes rotoscoping things so easy. Also, what's really nice is I've been using the object removal tool. Probably should have just saved it on this frame. But it makes like painting things out super easy. Because for this shot, I had the gun on the left side, just masked it out, used the object removal tool. You can kind of see that here. But it's just a really neat tool to have. Oh God. Dude, it's so easy to get lazy once you're like on the last stretch of finishing an edit, because you're like, I'm basically there, you know, and it's just adding the little touches, like, you know, maybe tweaking the rotation just a little bit here, or maybe the font size a little bit there, and it's just all those little tweaks, and you're like, I don't want to do it, I just want to post this. I've spent 40 hours making this thing. Sorry. Shane's Creation. I'm glad that my videos can help you, man. You're editing, making it fun, but you're editing, making it look fun. Dude, you gotta. So, by the way, Doc, how can you get a role in your server? That's a good question. I'm gonna be honest, I did not set up the server. My girlfriend did. I originally started making roles for like the first 100 people, and then like close friends or like people that I knew, and then that's it. I gotta revamp the Discord and like figure some stuff out. I mean, the painted lines, like one thing that you could do for those like animated painted lines is grab a paint node right here and literally just that, and then that, and then that. So now when you watch it back, they start to move. So you just go frame by frame, painting some lines, man. It's hard work, but you'll make it. What? Oh. See? That's the simplest way to do it. I did watch another video where there's maybe a better way, but I think that's how they did it. Why does a Davinci not opening and crashing when I click on it? I'm not sure. Possibly the specs of your computer. Right? Imagine thinking that if it was an actual fart doctor. I don't know what to talk to you about collab. Yeah, right? Finish philosophy takes towers, tweaking all the small things, value zooms and stuff. Dude, it's those little changes. And it's stuff that only you notice, right? Like I know for a fact, like if you were to post it and let's say you changed the zoom value from 1.32 to 1.38 and you're like, this looks so much better, but in reality no one's gonna notice. It's always those things, man. They eat up so much of your time. I'm trying to get better at not doing that, but it's hard. Will I upload the stream later? Yep, of course. All the streams are they're uploaded after I'm done. My girlfriend is Fecalina. You watch the full thing? Yes. There's not much going on here, I'll be honest. But there's a lot of text notes going on, a lot of placeholders. Some of the stuff is like finalized. Also can't play the music, which sucks. But we're getting there. Trying to work on the rough cut, but I just keep getting caught up with doing stuff, like it's timing clips to music. And so like, hold on, like I can do this, right? But there's a lot of stuff that I like doing, like that are match cuts, where you like this, like you just have to do this. Or the jigsaw transition, you just have to do that. Or whatever that is called, I think those are just variations of the jigsaw transition. You're editing in Davinci right now? That's awesome, man. Use Adobe After Effects? Nice, man. Why'd you get mad at the jigsaw transition? I feel you. Bro. Making those little adjustments that no one's gonna notice. Like, this actually doesn't look bad now that I'm like looking at it. Oh, now it looks bad. So I had to oh, you know what it was? So this, I created a clean plate here. I had to cut out the gun, right? I think I originally had a sheriff in my hand. So, like, I spent all this time doing it, right? I, you know, got the ground looking right. Then I got the sand. Then I got, you know, there was a tip of the gun right here, so I had to get the shadow. And then, like, I just kept tweaking little things here and there. And then, like, this wall right here, I was trying to clone stuff and it just wasn't working. So I ended up taking some background nodes and, like, cutting them out and whatnot. And I was like, oh, it doesn't look right. So I put a little bit of grain on it to kind of match. And then, you know, it's out here and you can't really tell. It's like, what am I doing, man? Like, it's moving and stuff. Like, you can't tell. Why did I spend so much time doing that? Creating a nice little clean plate. Same thing with this too. This box, I had to create a clean plate for. And I was like, you know, cloning things, doing a little bit of here and there. And I was like, why am I doing this? Literally what I did is I just took the top half of this box, duplicated it, put it at the bottom. Also, another thing that I just realized, had to do the same thing for the left side of the box because a bit of the gun is on it. Look, when I shoot right here, the gun goes on it, right? So I had to make the left side of the box too. No one can see it. It's covered up. Why did I spend so much time doing that, man? Crazy. After Effects, but lately I'm trying to experiment with Davinci, but the node-based editing versus layer-based editing off. Yeah, it's kind of hard to go from layer-based to node-based. Different workflow, but you can only get better by practicing, right? Kurt, thank you for the subscription. How do you make the glowing outline thing when you zoom out and stuff? Are you talking about this glowing outline right here? Because that is pretty simple to do. I think I have it here, actually. So here it is. This is what it looks like. What I did is, once again, using my favorite tool, Alpha Edge, or Edge Control. We got to go into Effects, Templates, Fusion, Tools, Edge Control. You click that, boom. Now you can plug in anything to it, and you get an outline. So I just messed with the values until I got something that I like, which was this right here. Okay. Wait, why do I have two? One of you is an imposter. However, that looks... Okay, so that was a mistake. I don't know how one of these got put in here, but I think that looks really cool. So I'm gonna leave that there. I don't know what happened. We're just not gonna talk about it, okay? We're gonna leave it. Anyways, so after that, after you get your edge control, I put in a fast noise. Fast noise, it looks like this. Hold on, let me drop it in over here. Just like a cloud or something. You can bump up seed rate, which will animate it. So now it's moving around. Whereas before, when it's at 0, it's just a still image, right? So I have the seed rate bumped up. You know, I got the contrast, all this good stuff. Set to a value that I think looks nice. So after that, we gotta do, after that fast noise, we gotta add some glow, make everything pop, get the glow, right? And now color corrector to change the color of the glow. After that, we gotta tie it back into the main pipeline, which is where we have this merge. Easy. I can't believe it. I don't know what I did, how I got the second edge control there, but I like it. go away. Well, yeah. What black mark are you talking about? During the jigsaw transition? If you're watching the first jigsaw transition video that I made where you use compound clips, don't. Use the second video that I made. The first one, it works if you're doing something quick, but once you start to have more pieces, it can get buggy. Do I recommend cracking After Effects? No. You're getting PTSD from all the fusion nodes? Why, man? What happened? I think that every edit or effect Adobe After Effects can be done with Davinci Fusion. For the most part, yeah. I would say like the stuff that you can't do in Davinci would be like the weirdest, most obscure thing that you would use 0.01% of the time. Ghost-like, greetings folks. This came up on my feed ironically when I just opened Resolve. What are we editing, man? Pirating is cringe. Ah, you were watching the old one? Yeah. Don't use the compound clips, man. The workflow in the second one is a lot better. Also, compound clips working in Fusion, it gets real buggy, man. It gets real buggy. So, I mean, if you want to watch the old one, just convert everything from a compound clip to a Fusion clip. Might work better. Pirating is not right. Right now, I'm just doing standard edits until I get better CPU. Nothing too effect heavy, still learning my style. That's amazing, man. I feel like I'm still learning my style. But you know, I think a good, anyone that's good at anything is always learning. So keep it up, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to learn how to do all of this, but I'm unsure if I should use After Effects or Resolve. But just relearning everything overall would be a pain. Ducky, what are you using right now? Velocity, hello. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. How do you make an MP4 transparent? You don't. Actually, I think there is a way to do it. If you're using Resolve, though, it's a lot. This is how I do it in Resolve. Okay. You render, change the format to a QuickTime codec, not DNX HD, DNX HR. They'll have a transparent background, but it also kind of depends on what you're doing. Because I think like if you're working in Resolve, that's how you can keep the background transparent. I remember when I put something with a transparent background into Blender, I had to render it something else. I think I used the GoPro Synform to have a transparent background, but that was going to Blender. So if you're working in Davinci, DNX HR. Just downloaded Davinci Resolve and got this on my recommended. That's what I'm talking about. Now, yeah, I hope you enjoy Resolve, man. It's fun. It's nice. Use a lot of plugins, but you don't touch Fusion. Ghost. Listen, man, you gotta start using Fusion. You want to know why? Because then you can make cool little effects like this. Okay, you don't need to have plugins. Look at these particles that I made. I made those. Look at these particles over here. I made those. You can make particles in Fusion. I don't know which one of the both of these have it. Look at. I made 2 different types of particles. Look, you can make particles, man. You want to make particles? Fusion. You want to create little hand outlines? Fusion. You want to put the little glow outlines? Fusion. You want to make other little Fusion. You want to do this? Fusion. You gotta learn Fusion, man. You just got it. Sorry. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Daniel, although I regret buying it Sapphire for $200, but still, pirating is not right. How do you get into editing? I wanted to edit videos. I just wanted to make cool videos, man. Is there any way to use an adjustment clip that only affects the layer below it? For example, if you want to make a pop-up effect that you want to use over and over again. Yeah, create an adjustment clip. What? Wait, okay, hold on. What was the example? Here, hold on. You said a pop-up effect. Oh, wait, a pow? I think it's a pop-up effect. Anyways. Let's go to effects, adjustment clip, drop that in. Now you say you have a problem with this. Let's verify this real quick. I'm gonna add a box glow or box blur, and then we're gonna turn on layer 3. Yeah, man, adjustment clips. It's layers, right? You make the adjustment clip, it affects the layer below it, not above it. So, not sure what you did. Ducky, you use Resolve, but you're thinking about moving to After Effects. If you're more familiar with Resolve, stick to it. However, going to After Effects is not bad. Why YouTube and not Twitch? Because I'm streaming on YouTube. My PC isn't really built for editing. I still want to give it a go sometimes. Site said there's a blur node called defocus. It's a neat effect, almost like lens blur. You want me to try it out? Defocus. I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen this node before. This does look like lens blur. I already see it. Looks is this in the free version? Dude, this is just lens blur. That's crazy. It's not as refined as lens blur, but it's still that's really nice. I never knew about that node. Yeah, so I guess if you don't have lens blur, use defocus, man. Wait, Crack, which effect are you talking about? The effect? Oh, okay, the sheriff kill? Okay. So this sheriff kill, it's kind of a pain. The only reason why I say it's kind of a pain is because you have to create a clean plate. So what I mean by that, we go into Fusion, you'll notice there's no sheriff here. Yet here, when we're zoomed in, there's sheriff. So what I had to do was cut stuff out, duplicate things. Hold on, where is it? Is this? There we go. This is what it looked like. Actually, let me just use this. So it just disappears. I just cut it out after the first frame. I also rendered it in place so that way it ran smoother. But essentially what I did was I duplicated it like this. I cut out the top with a polygon node like that. So it just worked with one face at a time. So it went something like that. Then I took a transform node and I flipped it. So we're gonna flip vertical. There we go. I was like, where did it go? What did I do here? So we went from this to this. Right, there we go. We can see it now. It's right there. And then what I did is I took a warper node. Warper. What's nice about warper is that you can just create points. So you just click wherever. I made 4 points, one on each corner. And I just dragged it to where it belonged. I think I ended up cleaning up some stuff because, you know, notice how it's like it's a little like curvy right here. So I might have added like a point right here, somewhere in the middle. But then you go to manual keyframing. And just every couple of frames, I moved it, make sure it fitted. So that's the biggest thing. Creating the clean plate. So once you got your clean plate, we got the transform node. That's how we explode and we make it a little bit smaller, a lot smaller. Next, we got the camera shake. So it's just a little bit more fluid looking. That's all. I could have just keyframed this by hand, sure, with the transform node, but you know, camera shake, it's better. Then we got the drop shadow, and we got a duplicate node, and the duplicate node, that's how we got these smaller ones. And I also added jitter, right? So this is where we can get those different colors. And then we got this weird thing going off right here. This is how I made the outline. I went over this a little bit earlier. That was a mistake, but it turned out to be a really cool mistake. We got 2 edge controls, fast noise to get some lighting difference, soft glow, give it that light, and then a color corrector to make it different colored. And of course we got the merge to tie it all in. Cool, we got that. Next, we got the sheriff. So the sheriff, I rotoscoped it out from the original video, so that was fine. Just stays right there. Then we have this mess going on right here. This is the particle. I learned how to do this last stream. So we got a P emitter. Boom. Then we got P turbulence. That adds a little bit of variety to how the particles move. We got a camera and we got a render. So that's what everything looks like now. Afterwards, we got some soft glow. It's like my favorite node, soft glow. Got soft glow, lighting effect, color corrector, make it a different color. A lens blur, just to defocus it. Maybe I could have used that defocus node. And then chromatic aberration to get the chromatic aberration. If you want chromatic aberration, you go to effects, templates, fusion, tools, chromatic aberration. And we tie it all in. Simple. Just a pain in the ass to make. Only because of the clean plate. You got to make the clean plate, man. That's the hardest part. Sorry guys, I'm really behind on chat. I'm trying to catch up. Particle tutorial video needs to happen soon. Maybe there's plenty of other particle tutorials. So if I can't find one that has decent, oh, you know what? I take that back. I need to learn more about how to make particles, because right now I'm just like messing around. Can you make those particles in the free version? I believe so. You can easily do that. Is it better than After Effects? That's subjective. Oh, whoa. Because you wanted to start with Davinci, Davinci is a great place to start. However, if you start learning Davinci, like what I did, it's just better to stick with either Adobe or Davinci. That's it. How did I get the background to look different without the hands and the gun in? I think I just answered that. Another thing that you could do, like for what I did with this, is we got a clean plate right here. Oop. This it? Oh, this is just the hands. See, sometimes it's good to work in layers. Open in Fusion page. Okay, so for this, what I did, God, there's a lot going on here, and I promise you, it's not what it looks like. Okay, we just have video. Okay, what I did is I did a lot of cloning. So what you could do is you take this paint node, you drop that in, change the apply mode to clone. It's kind of like what do you call it? Photoshop, right? So we place this X down, and now we have this circle. And with this circle, I can start move. Oh. Oh. So anyways, with this circle, now I can start painting things, right? So that's basically what I did. Not exactly what I did, because there's another thing that you could do, which is how I started as like the base. So if you go, this only works for studio, by the way. You go into the color tab, and oh, oops, reset this. Let me duplicate this. Go into the color tab, and open up your power windows. You just start to mask, right? Make a nice mask, something better than this, okay? And then we go to effects. We're gonna search up object removal. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's an effect used for painting objects out. Just gonna click assume no motion. What you would need to do is track that mask that you created and then do a scene analysis. I'm not going to do that right now, but anyways, for this, I'm using motion. You can mess with the analysis boundary, the search range, but then you just hit clean plate and it should build a clean plate. Basically, it does all that cloning for you, and it's a good place to start off if you have the studio version. If not, sucks, you're gonna have to just clone things. But it's also not a bad move. The other thing, like, you can stack multiple paint nodes, right? So if I wanted, I'm just gonna make this really big. Oh, and now I'm gonna start painting. But like, you'll see what ends up happening is that when I start going in, now I'm cloning parts of the gun. So what I could do is add another paint node, and now it's going to apply like the image. So if we hit 1 on the keyboard, right? Actually, I'm gonna hit 1 here and then 2 here. Bring up the second viewer window. Boom. So we can, this is left side, right? Is the paint node 1, right side is paint node 2. So now I can clone this area right here. Oh wait, I'm still cloning in. Oops. Now I can clone this area right here that has that's already been painted. See? So it can be helpful to stack paint nodes. Okay. Ducky, if you don't know where to start learning things for DaVinci Resolve, guess what, man? I make DaVinci Resolve tutorials. There's also tons of other people like Casey Ferris. He's really good, like beginner tutorials. That's great. Get familiar with the UI and how things work. Billy Ribke, he's like Casey Ferris, but he's a little bit more effects based. There's Nomad Art Productions. He's like super knowledgeable. He knows a lot more about like the 3D side of things, but he's also newer, so there's not as many videos on his channel. There's another clip below the layer. You want to affect, for example, on the background. Huh? Check out erode/dilate. It's better than defocus. Listen, nothing's better than lens blur, but we'll see. Erode/dilate. Erode/dilate. Okay. That is not better than defocus. It's interesting. But the thing about defocus or lens blur is that, see all these little circles here? With like an actual camera lens, what you would get is, we'll show defocus first. What you would get is, it's very faint right now, but you'd get like these hexagons. Never use this node, so let me try and make it a little bit more noticeable. I don't know if you can. So with defocus, anyways, you get these hexagons. I mean, we can change the style. This is actually what a lens would look like. With lens blur, we can refine that even more. I'm much more familiar with this. Bump these settings up. Look, we got really predominant looking hexagons. We can change the shape too. I think that looks a lot better than that. That's a little too intense for me. If you could adjust the brightness of the white values, I might get down with it. Maybe if you add a node beforehand, like a brightness node. Maybe if we brought down the gain. Nope. Brightness? Nope. Eesh. I don't know, man. It's not for me though. I'm sure there's a time and a place for it, but when comparing it to lens blur or defocus, I don't think that it's better. Defocus is in the free version. Nice. That's good to hear. Is this free? Yes, DaVinci Resolve is free. There is a paid version. I have the paid version, but most of the stuff you can do in the free version. Can you show how to do this Valorant stuff for Modern Warfare clips? It's the same thing, man. Unless I show like, oh, you got to go to this area for the green screen in Valorant. Like, rotoscoping, let's say the gun is going to be the same for any game, right? Drop in a polygon node and you can just start cutting it out. I'm still trying to catch up on chat here. Move too far. Or my specs, it's in the description. You're gonna start editing with Fusion. Good. Fusion is where it's at, man. That's where DaVinci's potential lies. Is edge control in the free version? Yes. Those particles are sick. Thank you. Crack it. It's not too hard. I was wondering when you kill a player, if you can add a light ray effect on their body only instead of the whole screen. I've seen a lot of montages with that effect and it looks really cool. I don't know about light ray for it to work, but let's see. I've never done that before. Let me think about how you would do that. Type in light rays. Bring this down to the center. Only to the body? Like, maybe something a little bit closer up so we can actually see. I don't know about adding light rays to the body only. I mean, this is probably how I would do it. You just have to do some sort of roto on it. You could even do something like this. This would actually be more accurate. If we were to duplicate, oops. If we were to duplicate this, and then we just do a rough little outline like that. Add this. Oh no, that didn't work. Composition type. Maybe if we do multiply screen. Nope. None of those look correct. I guess it would have to be the other way. But yeah, basically it would have to be some sort of roto like that. Track it in too. I would have to, if you could send me a version of it, maybe we can make it on stream. Next time, can I edit Overwatch 2 gameplay? No. I don't like that game. You know what's funny is that my girlfriend has been obsessed with it. I haven't seen her in like 4 days. We live together. She's just been playing Overwatch, man. What do you get with the studio version of Resolve? You get a neat little, I mean, you get a lot, right? But like the biggest thing that you'll use, like the most common tool that you'll use, it's called Magic Mask. It's a AI rotoscoping tool. It's like a roto brush in After Effects, right? Make a silly little squiggly line like this. Hold on, give it a second. It's doing its thing. There you go. Rotoscoped for you. Now you just track this in. You just track forward or track backward, or you could track forward and backwards. Start in the middle. Okay, hold on. There's also a ton of other note. You hear that? My mic got messed up. It's like a glitch or something. Fusion is scary. It's not that scary, man. And like you can get it. You'll get it. How did I mask out Jet's hand? I didn't mask it out. So anytime you see Jet's hands in the montage like this, or like this, what I did is I used a green screen trick. So if you go to Ascent, you can actually see it right here. Go to Ascent, or oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Let's put this over here so I'm not cutting anything off. Ascent or Split. There's a green screen you can fly up. I have a video. It's called Easy Blur. I'll show you where the green screen is. And all I did was I just keyed out the green. So it's literally oh man, I'm just trying to pause this on the frame where she's actually dashing. You could roto this by hand though, because I thought about doing that, because it's really only, I mean, I'm working in 24 FPS video, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames, right? It wouldn't be too bad to roto it by hand. But yeah, I had the green screen. I actually, you know what? I ended up having to roto it. I forgot. I had to use a mix of rotoscoping and green screen, because watch what happens. You go into Fusion, you add this delta key here. Oh, if that ever happens to you where the node doesn't automatically appear, instead of doing this where you disconnect it and then reconnect it, don't do that. What you can do is hold left shift, left click, you drag it over. Once this pipeline's highlighted, you let go, it's connected. Same thing if you want to disconnect it, left shift, left click, automatically disconnects. Anyways, put this green on here, or put this eyedropper on here. This happens. Starts to chew away the blue. So I had to do a little bit of rotoscoping. Actually, I think what I did do is rotoscoping completely. I used Magic Mask to rotoscope, and then I used the matte control to finesse it a little bit. Oh, you know what? I think it only really works with better. Yeah. So bring up the matte control. See how we have this like green haze? Instead of trying to key out the green because we'd run into the same problem, just brought that up a little bit. But regardless, it's 6 frames in a 24 FPS video. It would be roughly 12 frames in a 60 FPS video. Just do it by hand, man. It's really not hard. Polygon node, you connect that, turn off the polygon so you can see what you're doing, and just start to outline. And then, most importantly, I'm just gonna do a really quick, rough outline. Most importantly, once you have this all rotoed, render it in place. QuickTime DNX HR, so the background's transparent, and then you have it forever, and you don't ever have to do that again. So it's a, like a one-time thing. You made something for yourself, like a preset. Yayo! Welcome back, man. Which voice meter do I use? Banana? I wasn't aware that there was other voice meter stuff, but that does make sense. New to Davinci, how do you unequip the filter / effects you put on a clip? That's easy. Let's say we put on a box blur. We don't like that. Inspector, up here, top right hand corner, effects, delete. Defocus, you can actually make it more apparent with depth settings. Huh. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna stick to lens blur. It's, all in one type thing. Are there any good free plugins? Yeah, man. There's a lot. Lupin, the chat is delayed. I mean, there's a slight delay, but I'm also trying to catch up here. Showing you guys things, trying to catch up. You don't see edge control. Pretty easy. Go to Fusion Effects. You got to go to Effects, top left-hand corner. You can't search it up. So Effects, Templates, Fusion, Tools, edge control. Or what you could do is, once you have this open, click on Templates and just type in edge control. Be right there. Jigsaw trick. Cut the 4 corners of sniper shot to come in together. Would you mind doing that with one of your snipe clips for me to follow? Yayo, what I did is something else, because I do have that. I have something like that. This. So what I did for this is one of these. Oh no, I might have put it in the wrong place. Either way, so like the green screen trick, I went to Ascent. Hold on, let me find it. Find the original clip here. There it is. Here's the clip where I pull out the op and then I zoom in. So I zoom in with the green screen. So then all I had to do was cut out the green, or key out the green. Delta keyer. Boom. I keyed it out. It's done. But when I was inspecting this animation, it's actually really simple. You have, okay, hold on, let me break this up. There's 3 parts, right? We have the actual op, and then it switches to the transparent where you can see through the scope. So when it switches to the scope, all they do is they just zoom in here. Like the perspective of this scope doesn't change. So what I did is that I just took a screenshot of this, right click, save image, saved it as a PNG. So now I have that. And then what I did, we go into this. This is gonna look like a lot. Not. I have a background node with alpha turned all the way down, so it's transparent. And I have my scope. So I put a rectangle node, got it into the top right hand corner, 1, 1. Originally it's at 0.5, 0.5, 1, 1, we'll put it at the top right. 1, 0, puts it at the bottom right. It's 0.5, 0.5, okay? 0.5. Move it in increments of 0.5, that's what I'm saying. So got all that. Then just like the jigsaw transition, we animated it with a transform node. That's 2 keyframes. One, we just add a keyframe, 0.5, 0.5, that keeps it in the center. And then we go back some. And, oh, I changed that. Yeah, so just brought it off the canvas, animated it to come in. And so what I did for this, after I did all of that, I duplicated it a bunch using the duplicating node. And now we have this like kaleidoscope looking effect. I don't know, man. Dude, you have to get if you're like on the fence about getting Studio, the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, do it. Just for Magic Mask. It's 100% worth the money, man. It's a one-time payment and you have access to just stupidly powerful tools. Daniel, I can review your edit on stream later this week. I think I'm gonna do it on Friday. Today's Tuesday. I still have to put out a notification, but we're gonna do one big edit review stream. Still don't know what plugins are. They're kind of like extensions. Yeah, they speed up workflow. Think about like presets. So like all of these are presets, right? Biggest thing is like transitions, right? I shouldn't say biggest thing, but like transitions are a very common type of plugin. So like you have, let me use this. You have this sliding left and right. You could do that without it. Like you would just use a transform node, keyframe each clip. So it would be a total of 4 keyframes. Have it slide to the left. Have this one slide in from off screen onto screen. Or you can just use the preset. DaVinci is free. There is a paid version too. I'm using the studio version, so it's the paid version. One-time payment? I thought it was monthly. No, it's not. It's not like Adobe where you have to pay a subscription service. One-time payment. That's it. You know, one and done. That's why I really like Davinci. Dude, I'm so excited for this, by the way. I have other clips I need to put in, but I really haven't been playing a lot of Valorant, so this might be my last Valorant edit, at least for a while. Trying to use up all the Valorant clips that I have. I've been playing Apex like crazy, man. Oh, what was that? I'm gonna pause that. Which is better, Davinci or Premiere Pro? Preference, man. How much is it though? I think it's like $300 US. You know, it's kind of pricey, but at the same time, when it comes to the long run, it's nothing compared to Adobe. I do play CSGO occasionally. It's not like the main game that I play. I only really play it when I get sick of everything else. And right now I'm just playing Apex, man. Yeah, I finally hit the bottom of chat. How do I add build-ups from others to montage? Huh? Are you talking about the jigsaw transition? Like this? You just take a screenshot of your image and then you mask these things out. Use a transform node to keyframe these things in. Okay, look. Understandably, this is very intimidating. Don't pay attention to this. This is for Fade, okay? This is to make her glowing. Also, I added a drop shadow to everything. You don't have to do that either. At its basic form, we have the left side of the wall. I made a clean plate of it, so I masked out the gun, and then I duplicated things, cloned things to make it disappear. But then we have a transform node. So it's just 2 keyframes, one in the beginning, one at frame 20. This is 0.5, that's the default. So I just brought it down at frame 0. Really simple. It's a really simple effect. It's just a very tedious thing to do. Well, Premiere, you know, like Davinci is an all-in-one thing. So it's like Premiere and After Effects combined. A lot of people prefer Davinci over Premiere just for that. But it you know, it's preference. Like some people don't like working with nodes. So, you know, that's understandable. Don't work with nodes, work in a layer-based system. But also, the one thing that's nice about nodes is like, all this stuff is separate. I don't have to open up settings to go into different settings. Like I can see everything out in the open. So it's clean. I can organize this the way that I want. And the one nice thing is that every now and then you'll run into a problem, right? Like for whatever reason, your video isn't rendering because you add in an effect. I don't know if you noticed, but these are like flashing green. If any one of these nodes was giving you a problem, it would flash red. And so you don't have to spend hours troubleshooting. You just, oh, it's this right here. This transform node's messed up. You select it, you delete it, you put in a new one. That's why I like it. Wait, I have a question for your jigsaw video. Is the whole video for one jigsaw? Huh? A whole tutorial for one video? Oh, what do you mean, man? I'm a little confused by that. Thoughts on typography, monography in the future? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is. I think I know what it is, but I'm not entirely sure. So, sorry. What are my upload settings? Just default settings, man. That's all. Are you talking about like my stream settings? I'm not sure. Either way, I don't remember what my stream settings are. I just watched a video about that. That's it. Asking if there's a way for affecting an adjustment clip only for the layer below. I meant wave sample the background node below that layer. Wait, I'm confused. When I was asking if there was a way for affecting a adjustment clip only for the layer below, I meant that there is, for example, a background note below everything, and I don't want to affect that layer. Oh, I think I see what you're talking about. You have it set up like, I don't know how to set this up. Maybe something like this. Oh wait, let me duplicate these things. And then you might have put an adjustment clip above it. And let's just add a box blur. And so you don't want the adjustment clip to affect, let's say, layer number 1 here. Well, don't use an adjustment clip. That's the simplest thing, man. There's no way that the adjustment clip won't affect everything below it. If you only want the effect, like let's say the blur to be on video track number 1, add the blur to video track number 1 or video track number 2, right? That's the only way to do it, because the adjustment clip affects everything. Oh, like, does it take 17 minutes for a jigsaw in my video? Like, in order to make this jigsaw transition, did it take me 17 minutes to make? It just depends on what's going on in it, right? Like, this one took me a little while to make because I created the clean plate of this wall right here. I had to delete the gun and then duplicate things. And then also this the wall on the back wall. Fade's not there anymore. She was originally, if you look closely, that's her feet. Again, I had to make a clean plate here, and then on the left wall I had to make a clean plate. So wait, just look. That's what the sheriff, and then this is without the sheriff. So it can take a long time to make, but it just depends on the sort of work that you want to put in. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces in this. It's actually 7 because of fade. So like, if you didn't want to do that, then like, yeah, you can make it in like 5 minutes. Just depends on the amount of work you want to put in. Okay, me, but my buddy, I edit for didn't appreciate it. Then I showed him your videos, and he was like, "Wow, your edits are so clean." Why didn't your buddy like the jigsaw that you made? Oh, okay. Typograph. Yeah, it's flashy text movement. I've done that before, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about it. Hold on. I can't play the music for it. Let me see if I can't find it real quick. I made a short, and people like really wanted me to make a tutorial for it. It was some text that I did. Hold on, I'm looking for it right now. Where is it? Where is it? No, that's too far back. Maybe I didn't post it on YouTube. Maybe it was only a TikTok. I definitely don't want to scroll through TikTok trying to look for it. What? Oh, well, maybe this is like it. I haven't seen this video in a little while, so I don't know exactly what I did here. But if I remember correctly, yeah, I did something similar. I don't know, man. It's just not my thing. I don't really do it a lot. Mike messed up again. I don't do it a lot. You want to see the full edit? Listen, there's not a whole lot going on here. I also can't play the music. And there's a lot of placeholder shots. Did I already go over how to make the character glow like that? No. But I can show you, man. Listening to me read chat while masking. Dude, masking is such a pain in the ass. There's so much. I've done so much masking in this video, and I've done so many like making clean plates. That's all I got right now. Wait, I'm confused. Did you tell me not to use compositions in the jigsaw? Don't use compound clips. That's why. That's what I think. That's why I said. There's a new version and there's an old version. Watch the newer version of the jigsaw transition. You'll have a better time. Workflow's a lot faster. Compound clip, if you highlight everything, you right click, new compound clip, it just essentially joins the clips together to make your workspace cleaner. It can get buggy when you start trying to apply fusion stuff to it. Quite time consuming. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't like making tutorials on it, because you're making custom text and it's time consuming, and there's so much that you can do because it's custom. It's almost like can you make a video, a tutorial on how to edit a montage? It's like, I guess, but there's so much you can do. Like you have all the creative freedom. I've edited tutorials. I've learned a lot. Go now. Sight. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you could find some value in this. What alerts do I have? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I set this up a long time ago. I know it's some free preset that I found online, though. You can open the compound clip in timeline, add the effects there. Yeah, but first of all, hi Kay. The reason why I don't like doing that is because, like, if you were going to create the jigsaw it's you just can't. Hold on, what am I trying to say here? You're going to run into a workflow problem, right? Because you're gonna go into Fusion, cut your thing out, then you're gonna have to come back to the Edit tab, find your timeline, go back to the timeline, double check things. Like, I don't know, I just don't like that workflow. I guess you could do it, but it's like for this, it was just a lot simpler. Create a Fusion composition, go into Fusion. Now I have my clean plates, my video, my media. Gonna turn that off real quick. Got my media. Now I can just start doing stuff here. I don't have to double check things. Going into the Edit tab and then Fusion, Edit, Fusion. It's all in one place, man. One-stop shop. Hold on. You're editing in 1920 by 1080. How do you manage to flip the resolution while keeping everything on your screen, like all your text normally that wouldn't fit on TikTok? I wouldn't edit like this. I would edit in a the correct aspect ratio. So correct new timeline, uncheck use project settings, format, use vertical resolution. I'd edit like this. Yeah, just drop that on. Yeah, I'd edit like that. I'd have everything zoomed in. So ideally, what you do, timeline settings, timeline settings, mismatch resolution, scale entire image to fit. That'll put it at whatever that. I'll use full frame with crop, so it's punched in. Boom. So then I edit like this. I don't like editing like this though, because I mean, this is a Fusion clip. Hold on. What ends up happening is if you okay, so we got this. Give it a second. Okay, we got this. Let's say we wanted to create the jigsaw transition out of this or any sort of effect. If we go into Fusion, guess what happens? We're gonna go from this vertical format to the default resolution. That's just what Fusion does. It shows the full resolution. I think there's a way that you can change it so it'll show you the correct aspect ratio. I don't know how to do it. I always just jump back and forth from Fusion to Edit, but I don't like doing that. Where did I learn Fusion? Watching tutorials and messing around. Fusion like After Effects? Yep. Yeah, it is. Is there a way to use self-made pop-up effect over and over again without an adjustment clip? What sort of pop-up effect are you referring to? Resolve can do that? Resolve can do what? Resolve can do a lot. Go to cut, top, there should be something like this. Bexta? Did I say that right? What do you mean by that? Not songs. Yeah, so if I were to post this on TikTok, all I would do is I would just work in the 1920 by 1080, render the video out, and then flip the resolution. I had no clue Resolve could flip res. I thought it was just like YouTube videos projects where it's 1920 by 1080. No, man, no. Delete that timeline. We look at this. Okay, timeline settings, create new timeline. When it creates a brand new timeline, it's going to, by default, unless you change it, be in 1920 by 1080 and 24 FPS. But if you uncheck use project settings, go to format, now we can change our timeline. So these are all different like preset timelines. These are common timeline settings, right? Got 720p, we got 4K, we got square settings, but we could also change it to whatever we want. Maybe we wanted like 300 by 300 or 300 by 300 resolution. No, that's not available here. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could do that. And Resolve recently updated it. So before you had to swap these, so it'd be 1080 by 1920. And that was a pain in the ass, but now you can just use vertical resolution. It's nice. Wait, I don't need this. I found a new Twixtor method. Keep your mouth shut. Well, what's the Twixtor method? What are you talking about? I thought Twixtor is just a plugin for smoother time remapping stuff. So it's like optical flow. Is there an easy way to make screen impact effects? Yeah, use an adjustment clip. So we go to effects, adjustment clip, you drop that in. The reason why I like doing this is because we can easily move it around. I'll still work in Fusion a lot of the times, even in the adjustment clip, because I like the graph here a lot better. So I'll add like a blur, add a keyframe, maybe we'll add a color corrector, bump up the gain, add a keyframe, move some frames over, reset that, bring this down to 0, open up Spline, highlight both of these, zoom to fit. Now we can mess with this. Start with flattening the graph, bring it out. Now when we wash this back, bam. And if we like this, we could add it to other things too. That's why I like it. Okay. For example, a pop-up effect that just pops up a text image or an image while still showing everything behind it. Are you just talking about like... Okay. So I think I know what you're trying to do. So if we have this text plus, right, and we wanted the text to pop up, and we wanted to apply, like, here, let me just make this real quick. So we wanted to apply this sort of pop-up effect. Maybe it would be a little bit faster, okay? But regardless, what I would do and what I've done is go into Fusion and then add in a transform node. We're gonna add a keyframe at the beginning, move some frames over, add another keyframe. I like to make my own effects. So this is how I make up a lot of my pop-up effects. We have one at full size, one a little bit smaller, and then one at full size. And at the very beginning, we're gonna take this down to 0. So now in our graph, all we have to do is highlight everything, and just hit S on our keyboard. Nice smooth little graph here. See how that pops up? Bam. Nice little thing, okay? Custom title. Boom. Cool, that's nice. What if we wanted to apply this to an image though? No problem. Let's open up my pictures folder. We have this dash clean plate. It's not the clean plate yet. So let's open up Fusion again. We're gonna take this transform node, copy, open up Fusion again, paste that onto our image, and then look, it's going to pop in, except it's not connected. So hold shift left click, make sure it goes onto the pipeline. Boom, it pops up. See? Oh, probably should, here, I'll offset these. So we have the text and then image. That's how you do it. That's how I would do it, I should say. Hold on. Let me catch up on chat real quick. How do you get plugins like Sapphire? Don't use plugins. Watch the Zombieland edit. Woo! Thanks, man. I just remade that. Not remade it. Re-uploaded it. I upscaled it from 30 FPS and 1080p to 4K 60 FPS. What I meant is retiming an edit page, retiming in Fusion, but you don't like retiming in Fusion. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think it's inferior just when it comes to for slowing things down and making your slow motion stuff look nice, because you don't have access to motion estimation here. Speed warper. If you could do that in Fusion, I would be about it, but you can't. What are the biggest hiccups you will have from switching from Premiere to Davinci? I don't know. I didn't do that. I mean, the biggest thing is just figuring out nodes. Actually, it depends on your workflow. You can do a lot of stuff, but hey man, just do a little bit of work every day. It's definitely a little hard to work with nodes at first. Like, it can be confusing, especially when like this, like there's a lot of stuff going on and it just looks confusing. But all you have to understand is that there's video, right? This is the original video, and then that's an effect that we applied to it, and then this gets tied into the main pipeline thing. Posted a picture in Discord. Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute. What is this? Go over here. Where's that setting? Is it this? Or is it for creating a timeline? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really use the cut page. Never had the need to do that. I'm not entirely sure. What are anim curve? What's that? Do you use 3D stuff in Fusion? Occasionally, like right here. We did some particle stuff. I learned how to do that last stream, so I said I was going to do it in the next montage. Can we see that clip with a bunch of nodes? There are a lot of clips with a bunch of nodes. Like, here, open up this Fusion composition. Oh, this is just, wait. This one has a bunch of nodes. Why is the aspect ratio? What did I just do? What is happening? Hello? Hello? What Fusion? What did I do? Why is this in... Hold on. Yeah, dude, I'm smashing Control Z over here. It's vertical. Check timeline settings. No. There's something. Whoa. Workspace layout. Okay. So it got switched to 1920 by 1080. I don't know how though. What happened? How do we fix it? How do we fix... Oh, it's a media source? Why did you go to this, huh? Can I reset it? Dude. Oh, I know why. Timeline settings. No. Okay, wait a minute. No. I only have 2 timelines. I thought I might have messed with one of these settings. Okay. Aim curves are like modifiers. Add parameters like zoom. Think. Okay, I gotta figure out what happened to all of my fusion compositions. What happened and why did it happen? We gotta do some troubleshooting. Open in the fusion page, okay? You are in the wrong aspect ratio. How do we not make you in the wrong aspect ratio? Huh? Why did it default to this? Okay. Well, this one's a simple fix. By 1080. Why? Why is it defaulting? Did I maybe... Okay, let's create a new timeline. Project settings. What is... Oh, wait. Or maybe I'm going into timeline settings. Frame. Nope. Timeline settings. So remember how I was talking about you can change fusion clips to fit the right size? I think I did that by accident and I don't know how to fix it. Squished thing, bro. To be fair, I'm not really like editing. Like, look, here's the thing. I don't want to change the background because it's smushed. Media source, timeline. But the timeline is set to 1920 by 1080. So I shouldn't have to change anything here. My specs are in the description. Yeah. You know what? When in doubt, just restart everything. I'm just gonna try and hope for the best here. I feel like that's what's going on. It's just a weird bug. No, I don't want to use a background node to resize things because it's saying that it's defaulting to whatever the timeline settings are. But the timeline settings are correct. So I'm not entirely sure. Yep, look at this. I open it back up. We're good to go. This is why we don't do the troubleshooting. Ah! So close. Okay, maybe I started to mess with something here. Fusion. Why? Image. Okay. Auto resolution, that's why. So now it should be good. We're chilling. And let's open up this one. Open Fusion page. Or bark. Auto resolution, good. This is looking good too. Yeah, it was just a bug, man. We're chilling now. We're chilling. Wait. Let's just watch everything real quick and make sure that statement is indeed correct. Come on. So far, so good. Looking good. Gotta make sure everything's correct. Looking good. What's going on here? Looking real good. Great. Hang on now. Okay. No, we're good. We are good. Davinci unresolved. When do you know you are good enough to charge for your edits? I mean, you're good at it, good enough at any skill level. Like, if I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I think the higher your skill level, the more likely people are willing to pay. Right? Sorry, I was reading chat. The more likely people are to pay. But then there becomes a point where it's like, are you good enough? Or like, are you too good? Does that make sense? To where you have all this work, so you have to raise your prices, and then you might be charging too much. Or maybe charging too much isn't really a thing, right? Like, let's just say something ridiculous. Like, you charge $1,000 for a TikTok, a 1-minute video, and you do minimal edits. Like, someone somewhere might pay that price. But you know, you kind of have to have the skill to back it up. So it's based off of what you think you're worth. As far as what do you think you're worth, think of it like a job, right? You get to decide that. You get to decide how much you get paid, right? So if you're trying to do this for a living, probably doing like $5 an hour isn't good. You don't want to do that. You probably want to do something a little bit more enticing, right? You like the way that I charge is by the hour, right? So I have to think like, how long is this going to take me to do? Am I going to be working on the video for 5 hours, or am I going to be working on it for 5 minutes, and then I do that by my hourly rate, and then yeah. You should also set a minimum for yourself. Like, you know, even if the video takes you, let's say you charge $10 an hour and the video takes you 30 minutes to do, you shouldn't charge $5 to do it. You should still charge $10. There's a lot to like the business side of things, but Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm good at business because I'm not. I'm always like, do you think that you would pay me this much? Aim curve is just spline, but pre-made in Resolve. Okay, so are we talking about? Let's go in here. Gonna right click, animate modifiers. I don't see a difference here. All right. Let's reset this. Animate with what? What are we animating with? XF. Well, that's the same one that I brought in. Modify with what? It's the same one. Oh, without the XF. I read that wrong. Okay. Animating with. Huh? I don't know about this, man. Oh, God. What did I do? This seems like a way to do it without spline. Yeah, this is just how to do it without the spline. Why? I don't like that, man. It linear easing, like this just feels like a preset thing, which you did say that, but for me the workflow was a lot easier to just add a keyframe here. Say we wanted it to go off screen. I'm gonna set this to 1.5, and then you open up spline. We have 2 keyframes here. And you just adjust it to your liking, to ease in and out. I guess if you're trying to get like a very specific, no, you can add like bounce and zooms and stuff. Yeah, but did you not just see? That's what I did earlier with this. It's 3 keyframes. 4. Like you bring this down. It's smoother and organic. What? So maybe this is too fast for you, right? You can highlight this, bring it out somewhere else. Let's see. Transform. Animate with curve modifier. Oh wait, we gotta do. Gotta do the zoom. Wait, why is this not? I don't know what you want from me, man. This is so you would still have to do keyframing, correct? Is that yeah, I don't know, man. What's the question, my mans? I am using Studio, but you don't have to use Studio. You can use the free version. The majority, everything that I've shown or you see can be done in the free version of Davinci Resolve. So we have easing, elastic, we got that. That was with the text. This is the size of things. Okay, but how would you change the time scale? Is that how you would change it? I mean, it's not bad. It's just I don't think that's better than the quick pop in, because this is timing, right? How fast do you want this to come in? Whereas before I was using frames, so it's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different workflow. That's all. The Studio allow for the GPU to be more involved? Yes. I clicked my media pool in the Fusion tab and there is nothing there. And maybe you have no media. Sounds like it could be a bug. Have you tried restarting Davinci Resolve? It's 7:30, guys. I'm gonna go to the gym right now. I'm gonna call it a day. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours. It's okay. We learned a lot today. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I'm gonna put a notification out later in the Discord for that stream review, or that edit review stream. So if you're not part of the Discord, it's in the description. But anyways, I gotta go. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye.